Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here. And, day by day, I realize that we are continually living in more of an inversion of reality. Everything that is good, everything that is virtuous about humanity is being turned on its head through slick lies, propaganda, and really repetition. Okay? By repeating the same thing over and over and over and over in media outlets, some people have been brainwashed into thinking the man behind me is America's governor. And I got to tell you, everybody was saying he was going to slip into the presidency. I didn't see that happening. Less and less, I think it's going to happen. But as far as possibly, maybe not even being a cabinet member, but instead letting him give New York to billionaires over the next year, year and a half. And then when it's time for Zombie Joe to step down and Kamala Harris to take over, he could be the vice president. That's a possibility. That's what's running through my mind. And that's if we let them steal this election, because obviously I just can't see half the country, whether they have Trump derangement syndrome or, they really think Zombie Joe and Harris is a good ticket. I don't know anybody who thinks that, but they hate Trump enough to vote against him, right? I don't see that many people want to be wearing masks indefinitely, right? And that's why we're going to have mail-in voter fraud. Cuomo himself was on the radio predicting this. They're going to have the election in November. They're going to do the mail-in ballots. Trump's going to lose. This is what he's saying. And then Trump's going to contest the election and sue. And it's going to go to the Supreme Court. And then the Supreme Court is going to rule for Biden. That's what Cuomo literally said yesterday. But to really pour salt on the wound of what he's done here to New York, eviscerated it. It made it into the twilight zone. As many of you know, I'm moving. I'm leaving. There's a mass exodus, not just from the city, but the state in general, because he's literally killed it, guys. Well, now he's got a book, American Crisis: Leadership Lessons from the COVID-19 Pandemic, by Andrew Millionaire Capo Establishment Cuomo. Meatball himself. Here he is, Uncle Meatball. Well, my daughters and the meatballs and my brother. And I'm taken aback by it, but it doesn't surprise me. Now, before we get into all the stories, guys, thumbs the video up, subscribe, share, join the Burmis Brigade. I want to remind everybody, we are fully demonetized here. Fully demonetized. 4+ months. $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. We're now over halfway through the month, still not halfway to the goal. So big donors need you now more than ever for this month. Loose Change, Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order, Define and Shade the Motion Picture. They're all free right here in the documentaries playlist section. Ring that bell for notifications. Join the Burmis Brigade. Remember, if I get banned here, you can always find me on Rockfin. In fact, we had a Rockfin exclusive. If you just go sign up right now, you will get the Pardon Party video, which we all know wasn't really a pardon party. But go check it out. You'll get my view on everything that happened today in that regard. I'll probably be talking about it later on. I have the t-shirt shop, and let's get right to it. First of all, I want to point this out. It's so awesome in New York right now. 2 days ago, in a 3-day period, this week, this past 7 days, okay, 49 people were shot in New York City. Shootings are up. All over New York City and all over New York as well. Okay, that's what's going to happen. You're going to defund the police department, who are crushed right now. This is a reality. He gets asked about it in his press conference yesterday, because I watched his press conference. I got so angry watching that thing. It was so hard to watch, right? He blamed Trump. He brought up Charlottesville. I think he invoked, the KKK, and then he blamed the police. And then he also said there's no doubt he's going to get federal funding. See, that's why he's so big on top of everything. That's why tech is so big in rigging the election, so they can just pump a bunch of money back into New York City into the hands of billionaires who he's already handed it over to. All right? I want to make that extremely clear. Let's talk about that for right now. You had Gates and Melinda, right? Or you know what I mean. Bill and Melinda Gates. They had the foundation, Reimagining Education, which he's blaming the parents and the teachers on not wanting to go back, and they're scared. No, they're scared you're going to relock them down, isolate children, quarantine them, mass test them, and scare the hell out of them. That's the reality of the situation, Cuomo, and you know it. But again, everything's flipped on its head. Hermetic symbolism in its worst here in the state of New York. You better believe it, okay? And remember, before COVID-1984 hit, this guy had mandated vaccines for kids, even with the religious exemption, and then started retroactively letting prisoners out way before COVID-1984 via bail reform, where it was then catch and release, and they were looking at other cases. This is a reality. Okay, and I'm going to show you what New York City looks like. It looks like a third world hellhole right now. A third world hellhole. He's writing books. All right? And he's giving it to billionaires. The other two billionaires, Bloomberg with the contact tracing squad, right? And remember, contact tracing, what are you thinking? This isn't just going to be for COVID-1984. It's going to be for everything. Anything they want, anything they dictate. And then Eric Schmidt for the rest of the city, guess what? He also just brought in Bezos, but we'll get there in a second. Millionaire Governor Cuomo is slammed for profiting for public health crisis by writing a leadership book based on the pandemic. By the way, worst death toll in the country. It's more than 6,000 nursing home deaths. And yes, our reopening, are you kidding me? What's going on? It is pure craziness in the state of New York. It's nuts. Again, you've watched my videos. You'll watch my walk and talk later. People with masks everywhere, walking in the street when I'm sitting on a park bench in 90-degree weather. It's insane. And while they make it almost impossible for everybody else to live, right? Let me show you this. Just go down through this. Because, first of all, they moved 13,000 homeless people into hotels, into good neighborhoods, to destroy them. All right? And now he's going to move them back to the shelters, because this is what he's done to New York. It's going to be extremely tough. There's shanty towns everywhere. Everywhere. I mean, don't get me wrong. You go to New York, you're going to see some homeless. But I mean, guys, shanty towns. This is New York, downtown Manhattan. All right? Take a look. This is where he put them. He's putting them in the Hilton Garden Inn. All right? The Hampton Inn, the Best Western, the DoubleTree Suites. You know how much these cost in a night regularly? The Tribeca? Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Look at this. And remember, he already cut sanitation by 60%. 60%. It is nuts here. After releasing sex offenders and drug addicts. I mean, guys, this is the dude. He's writing books. And remember, New York State is massive in land, about 10 million people. And then New York City and Long Island, very tiny in land, about 10 million people. So de Blasio is, as much to blame, but Cuomo's just letting this happen. He knows what he's doing. He's gutting it for the rich, for that consolidation of power we talked about. This is it, man. Smart cities, automation nation, UBI, the battle for humanity, because here comes Amazon. They're going to expand their offices in New York City. Let's get Bezos on this billionaire party. What up? Let's get Bezos in. Yeah. Big Daddy Cuomo. New York City, per capita, most billionaires in the world. Just letting you know. And yes, he's a puppet of billionaires. We'll do it live, in fact. Let's do it live. Billionaires. Oh, look at that. This is there's two of them here. Let's go for the one on the tax hikes, where they were actually funneling money, and we were the first really to report on this, even the alternative media outside of The Guardian, right? What was this, late July? Yeah. They were already donating more and more money while this happens. They want failure in there. Okay? He wants you to fail. He wants you to go out of business. He wants to get rid of cash with everybody else. That's why bars will never thrive. That's why mom and pop restaurants won't thrive. You think it's bad now. All that stuff, right? Okay? Yeah, it's bad now. It's not going to get better when everybody gets fired. when the real economic apocalypse happens. And it's the zombie motherfucking apocalypse out there right now. It's hard for me to walk down the street. It gets me upset. And this guy's writing books and smiling and meatballing and on the DNC, like, it's the most bizarre thing ever. No protests, no real crowd. They can just tell you how popular these puppets are now. And then pre-tape these Zoom meetings that are the Democratic National Convention. And that's the guy. I mean, you just saw what New York looked like. You see what's happening. Yeah, Bezos treats his employees great. They have AI that fires people. They got people pissing in bottles so they don't leave the floor. Is that the future of humanity? Oh, boy. And again, this stuff's all theater. That's it. That's what's going on here. Believe it. It's all theater. Listen, people everywhere. People everywhere. Okay? Everywhere. I mean, I was at Walmart today. I didn't want to go. But my friend, okay, he needed food for his restaurant. And I happened to come in with my coffee. It was a little bit before 11 o'clock, right? And I had to go to Walmart, and I had to go to the deli section. And I'm usually in and out in 5 minutes because I can't stand it otherwise. I'm surrounded by people with the mask. If it wasn't the mask and everything was cool, great. But, like, again, you can only go in one way. There's a guard outside. It's crazy. It's craziness. I was just like, what's going on? It's all theater. And then as I'm waiting there an extra 5-10 minutes for, to get this pepperoni for him, I'm just like, this is fucking killing me. And it's all theater. And Walmart's going to survive. Amazon's going to survive. The big shops are going to survive. McDonald's is going to survive. But the middle class, it's over. Listen, that's why this election is so important. And I'm not Team MAGA. Trump is not beyond reproach. He should have pardoned Assange today. I wasn't expecting it. So I guess the disappointment wasn't that great. Again, go watch my exclusive video on Rockfin. But over Zombie Joe, who already was terrible without Trump, okay? I don't know what to tell you. Thumbs the video up, subscribe and share, join the Burmers Brigade. Again, if you can, $5, $10, $15, it means the world to me. The link is down below. All the documentary films are free. Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture are definitely things you need to watch if you have not seen them ever. Because they're talking about what's happening right now, 7 and 10 years ago, okay? And who's really in charge, and naming names. So go check it out. Thumbs the video up. Like I said, subscribe, share, ring the bell. Check me out at Rockfin. Again, you'll get the, is today going to be a pardon party? It is not. Over on Rockfin. Remember, your life matters. Your skin color shouldn't have to. Proud of that shirt. Go pick it up. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the flip side.